Thermal Soundwaves.
It is Thermal Soundwaves, the natural alternative to fast food radio. We are here, C.Truth. Joining me today is someone who's an athlete worldwide, does his thing with a sport that's on the ice. That's all I'm going to tell you. He goes by the name of Luke Samuels. He's from Scotland by way of the UK, by way of Jamaica. And he's going to let you know exactly how all that works out and so forth as he joins us here now on the program. What's going on, Luke?
I'm good. How are you? What's happening?
Everything's great. Everything's great, man. Just
nice. Good.
Happy to talk with you and to find out some more about you. So for those who don't know about yourself, just tell them a little bit about your background and how you have Jamaican roots, which has no ice sports. But people know about the infamous bobsled team, of course.
Well, that's it. That's where it all started. That's where it all started.
Right. But you were born in Scotland.
Yeah, from Scotland. I've got English connections, Scottish. So my mum's side of the family's Scottish, and my dad's side of the family's Jamaican English.
Gotcha.
So my granddad, he was born in Wattown in St. Anne. So that's in Jamaica. Same parish as Bob Marley.
Nice.
So he was born there in 1922. He saved up some money. He went over to New York. We've not got the full story behind. He went as a labourer. Mm-hmm. So he saved up some money to come over to the UK in 1948. It's a long time ago.
Right.
So he did that at a time where World War II, the UK, they had there was a war and they needed people to build the country up again. So they drafted in people from the West Indies, predominantly Jamaicans, and that went from the 40s until the 70s. So it was a big major influx. But he was on the actual first voyage from Jamaica to the UK after the war. So that's how the Jamaican sort of connection started for me.
Gotcha.
So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
And how did the family get over to Scotland from UK?
Right. So my mum was from Edinburgh. That's where I live now. The capital of Scotland.
Yeah.
So her dad had moved to England for the same reasons, for work, for employment. So my mum went 17 years of age, went down to England, met my dad. We came to Scotland, and the rest is history.
Right.
Well,
absolutely. Yeah. I haven't been to Scotland yet, but my knowledge of Scotland is the Edinburgh Festival, which is a huge thing, very infamous.
Yeah,
festival.
It is. It's so it's the biggest festival, arts and in the world, really. So it's massive scale. Been going for years. Really busy time though. When you're there, you can't move. You got tourists, but it's good. It's enjoyable. It's really good.
Yeah. I know some people whom I know on the performing arts stage, acting and stuff like that. Like I know some of them have been over there for that and performed. Around those circles. So it's very prestigious and very well known for those who don't know. But look that up and find that out. But it's a very big thing in Scotland. So Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so a lot of the artists that come over and do work, that's where they get recognised. So they come over there and then they get recognised, and it gives them more work and more opportunities. So that's what it's all about, really. So it's good. It's a good opportunity for them.
Right, absolutely. So now you're representing Jamaica in the sport of curling, which I'm unfamiliar with. I know a little bit about it. I've seen it, but I don't really know the mechanics of it. But it started in Scotland, though. I do know that, like historical wise. It did begin in Scotland. So tell us about curling, the sport, and what that's about, and a little history on it.
Right. Okay. So it started in Scotland a few hundred years ago, and it was played on locks. Now in Scotland, a lock is like a lake. They call it lake in England, but it's like a big bit of water. It's frozen over, and they used to use old brooms, like you brush your floors with, your kitchen floor. Not the ones we've got now, but the sort of older ones.
Yes.
So it started off on ice outside, and it's developed since that immensely. But it's come a long way, and it's, as you see now, we're competing at world level, and we've got Jamaica. It was founded. Jamaican curling was founded in 2020. And then it was recognised by the World Curling Federation in 2022. So it's still young, still in its infancy, but we've had some great opportunities to do good things. So
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's Thermal Soundwaves. We're here with athlete, curler Luke Samuels joining us here on the program, representing Jamaica, as you can see, clear and wide. And for those who are listening and not watching, it's Jamaican flags everywhere. So proud. So I've seen curling, people Canada actually, doing it. I'm in the United States, so I've seen people from Canada.
Right, yeah.
People in Syracuse, New York, doing it. Upstate, where I'm originally, from Brooklyn, New York, so I've seen it a little bit there.
Yeah.
The objective of curling is to get your what do you call the objects that you're moving? The stone.
So we've got stone. Yeah. So the stone. The main purpose of the game is to get to the button. The button is the center of the curling arena at the very end. So the closest to the button wins, and anything thereafter counts as one, as long as the opposition stone isn't near to the furthest away stone. So if you've got one on the button, and then you've got a couple, a red on the button and two beside it, and then a yellow just behind it, you've got three. So it's closest to the button, and as many of your stones that you can get to the stones in the button, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what does the actual the sweeping or the brushing do that we see people often do? What does that entail?
Right. Okay. So good question. So the reason why you sweep the ice is actually to melt the ice a little bit. So if you want the stone to go further, you can't quicken it up, but you can make it go further. So you're actually melting the ice on top with a little layer of water. So if you think of an object on ice, on water, think of your car. Mm-hmm. If you're on ice, there's a bit of water there, your car's going to go,
Yes, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
That's what we're doing. We're melting the ice by rubbing the broom from side to side over a running band that runs underneath. So there's a lot of physics and all this sort of behind it. And it's funny because I do coaching as well. I do curling coaching. I've started that up. And when people come on for the first time, they go, it looked easy. And it's not as easy as what you think. I mean, the first time I did it, I fell over. And that's what I say to these people. I say, you're doing better than me, because the first time I attempted curling, I was
yeah.
I was over. So it's as I say, you're melting the ice in order to make the stone go that bit further. The more you sweep the stone, the further it can go.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, and that gets you closer to your goal of being towards the center of.
Yes, yeah.
Gotcha. Now, there could have been, you could have done football or any other, as we know as soccer over here, or any other sport. For what led you and just really had you locked into curling as the thing to do?
So, I mean, I've watched curling now for a good few years. Really enjoyed it. Love watching curling, and I thought, why not give it a go? And one of the main reasons as well, I've always wanted to represent Jamaica in sport, and I think it's sort of harder. You think of 100 meters, typical Jamaican, running, athletics, these sort of things. And I've just turned 40, so I've been curling for Jamaica for a few years now, and I think before that I was thinking I can't do, I'm not going to be the next Usain Bolt. So
Right.
and when watching the sport, you see people of different ages. I mean, there's some people in their 60s, 70s still winning medals now. So for a curler, I'm still young in this sport, really.
Yeah.
A footballer, that's career done. You've got Cristiano Ronaldo, same age as me, he's still going.
Yeah.
But he's had years and years of tuning his body, muscle memory, all this sort of thing.
Right.
So that's another reason. So enjoying the sport, knowing that I could possibly get into to represent Jamaica through that sport as well. And again, curling was invented in Scotland, so you've got the two and two together. It's
right. No brainer. Thermal Soundwaves, a natural alternative to fast food radio. We here, C.Truth, talking to curler Luke Samuels here on the program. Yes, indeed. So tell us the process of being able to get to represent Jamaica in the Olympics, I would assume.
Right. Okay.
Under curling, and there is a official curling team as well. So tell us about the process and about the curling team as well.
Right. So with getting in for the Olympics, I spoke to the Jamaican curling Jamaica, and they've said that you need to get so many points to get into the Olympics. Now, in order to get points, you need to represent so many competitions. For curling Jamaica, we were in Canada just in October, so just 2 months ago. For the men's, it was the first major competition. So that was the Pan-Continental Curling Championships. So we were in the B League, and there was an A League. So you have to go represent your team, win so many games. If you go up to the A division, you get more points. So it's a point system, really, and that's what we're trying to do. Like I say, it was only founded in 2020, so we're trying to build up as many points as we can, and hopefully, even if it's the next generation of Jamaican curlers, we want to get to the Olympics. So whether it was us taking part or helping people do that, then I'm here. I'm here to do it.
Right.
So,
and how does one get on the curling Jamaica team, and what has the reception been like in Jamaica towards curling?
Right. Okay. So it's quite funny that, because when it's like the bobsleigh team, when people say Jamaica on ice, it's like,
Right.
People find it funny initially. If I say to them I'm a Jamaican curler, they go, "Oh,
Right. Yeah.
So, is there many curling places in Jamaica?" And I said, "No, there's none. There's no curling places." So most of the Jamaican curlers are either born in Jamaica and have moved to Canada, or we have some Jamaican American curlers as well. And then I'm the only one this side of the water, so I'm the only Jamaican European curler.
Right.
So in order to get in the team, obviously you have to be good enough. You have to have your citizenship, your passport, that sort of thing to qualify. So with me being over here, I just sent them my videos of all my curling, my shots. I was updating them on competitions I've been in Scotland with my club team. So I sent them some videos, and they said to me, "How long have you been curling?" And by this point, it was a year, and they were like, "Oh, you're pretty good. So just keep going. We're doing this, And they were brilliant. Gave me some more tips on what to do. I was in a curling club at the time. I got some coaching lessons. I went on a curling camp. I did a curling coaching course, which I'm doing now. I'm actually coaching people in Scotland. But the reason why I wanted to do that is it means I can teach people in Jamaica when we get the chance to do that.
Gotcha.
So
Yes.
the youth of Jamaica, I would like to see them standing on the podium, getting gold medals, giving them opportunities. I want to give something back to Jamaica because, like I say, my granddad came here. I'm lucky enough to have dual nationality, but I want to give something back to Jamaica. So if I can help somebody have that opportunity by achieving something through sport and, you know, achieving their goals and ambitions, then that's what I want to do. It's good for me. You know, I personally get something from it, but I want to give something back.
Absolutely. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's Thermal Soundwaves, C.Truth here, talking to curler athlete Luke Samuels here with us on the program. Besides playing the sport and practicing the sport itself, what are some of the other routines that you need to do in order to be a good curler? Like, you know, you have people who do tennis and basketball and football and stuff like that. They have all of these other additional workouts that they do to help their sport. So what is that like for curling?
Right. So me personally, I go to the gym. Well, supposed to 3 times a week, but trying to fit work and curling in as well, curling practice. So a lot of curling has got to do with your core. So if you've got a good core, it's about balance, aligning yourself up, you know, for shots. So there's extra classes at the gym. So you'll get it's like a core workout. You're doing a lot of press ups, sit ups. It's quite a vigorous routine. Heavy weights at the gym. And like I say, I do a lot of practice as well. So I'll go and I'll practice in a game. You only get what you're given. You know, so in the game, you've got certain shots you need to do. But then in practice, you can practice anything. Mm-hmm. So if you're going out 1-2 hours, you can practice things that you really need to work on. So a lot of extra practice is needed, I would say, to get better at curling. It's important. But I think as well, lifestyle. I've been vegan for 7 years.
Okay.
So not only, I mean, that I feel a lot healthier, but it's given me a bit more mental clarity as well. It's made my mind more, you know, I can see things. I feel like I can see things a lot better and judgment and these sort of things. And I'd say 11 months now, I've not had any alcohol, and that was just to get better physically. You know, I was going to the Pan Continentals in Canada, and I thought, come off the drink. I didn't drink a lot, but I thought anything I can do to help me be better, and it's definitely made a difference. Definitely made a difference. So yeah.
Definitely. Well, we see one of the greatest in the sports, LeBron James, right, who takes care of his body in so many different things, and you know, being wary of what you put in, you know, in order to maximize what you're getting out.
Definitely.
Very important.
Yeah.
What have you gotten any response from the actual government of Jamaica, or like sponsorship wise from people yet that have some interest?
I think there's been some talks with the Jamaican Olympic Association. I never went to the meeting. The board members did that. Excuse me. The board members did that, and I think with a lot of sport, you have to be seen to be going to these competitions and winning before, and I think that's quite difficult sometimes because it's hard because you need the money to get to these places and do, you know, and it's like it's really difficult. It is really difficult. It's like the Reggae Girls, the Jamaican women's football team. They only started getting funding, or I mean, I think they did get some. They only really started getting funding from the government was when they got into the World Cup. Gotcha. You know, so they paid for. I mean, I think some of the flights they paid for. I might be wrong, but that's what I read anyway. So yeah, it's they're working on that. We're looking at getting sponsorship deals. You know, get people's logos on the tops. We've got some really nice tops that I think it's Dynasty that makes them. So there's the space there for anyone's company. If I mean, online there's information to speak to people within the sponsorship.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's, you know, getting logos on. Like I say, it's still early for us, so we're reaching out to people, we're speaking to people. So any help or anything like that would be absolutely amazing.
What's like a website or like social media or anywhere that you can tell people now that if they want to look to help participate in some way, shape, form, or fashion, where can they go to do that?
Right, so you've got for Jamaica, Curling Jamaica, it's www.curlingjamaica.com, and there's loads of menus and different options. It actually tells you about the grassroots program that we are doing, or we want to set up, and that is so it would be 8 Jamaicans from Jamaica, under 18. So it'll be 8 per year going over to Canada, getting education. They will be getting taught how to do curling, and that's something that they want to do every year, so these kids can come and learn and get a taste for the sport. And I think as well, it's good for these kids to come to a different country and see something and have that experience. But as I said, on the website, it's got all the information there for the grassroots program. Everything. There's quite a lot. There's quite a lot on there. So if anyone's interested, I would say have a look. It's
Definitely.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's Thermal Soundwaves, C.Truth. I'm here with Luke Samuels, curler, doing the thing internationally, worldwide, and so forth. If everything goes according to plan and everything gets in line, what's the date that you're looking at to compete next? Like the next Winter Olympics? I would assume that's where it would be.
There is a Winter Olympics in 2025.
Okay.
But because we've not got enough points at present, we won't be going to that one. But every year there's a Pan-Continental, so that's the one we've just represented in. So each year there was, in our group, there was 11 teams, and it's called like a round robin. So it's kind of like a football, you know, you get the football leagues. Mm-hmm. So Jamaica actually finished second out of 11 teams in that.
Nice.
And I was one of the 4 players, and that was our first time representing Jamaica in the men's team. So I think we did really well. So with the table, you then go on to the playoffs. Jamaica got into the playoffs. We played the semi-final game. We got beat by a team that would beat in the league days before. So it was really, but that's just curling. That's the way it is. You don't know with the game sometimes, the ice, it's just the game. That's it.
Yeah.
And then we played the bronze medal game against a team we'd previously beat a few days before. And we got beat by 1 point, 1/8 of an inch. So their stone and our stone was pretty much. I mean, for our first experience together, playing as a team fully in a major competition, we came 4th, just missing out on the bronze medal. So we're going to go back next year, stronger. When I got back, I was like, right, that's it, because it was playing on my mind a bit, you know, for a week. Because like, just so close, it's playing over and over. I says, right, gym, curling, practice, get all that done. We've got a year to do it, so we're going to return and we're going to try even better this time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And we're going to get you out on this. What are some of the things that you do, you know, outside of the putting in all the time and the work into curling and into the sport for fun, just for relaxment, enjoyment? And secondly, who are some of your favorite athletes?
Okay. I enjoy. I like most sports. I'll get involved in any sort of sports. I've always been like that. I like kayaking. Like I say, using the gym. I do a lot of work. To be honest, I actually work with kids in residential.
Okay.
So it's kids in a home, and we're there. We're like the sort of like, parents, sort of,
Right.
acting parents.
Yeah.
So that does take a lot of my time, 12-hour shifts. But I like to travel. Jamaica being the number one spot for me, of course. Been to 35 countries in total over the years. So, but I think with living in Europe, in Scotland, you've got Europe on your doorstep, and
Right.
some flights are like 40 pound return.
Wow.
Know,
Wow.
like some people go for the. I've seen it online before. Some people go for the day because
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's cheaper than getting a bus to London. So yeah,
Nice.
so travel is important to me because I think it's good to immerse yourself in other people's culture because it gives you a better understanding of people. I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes,
You know,
indeed.
I think travel is good for anyone.
Yes. Yes.
It's just it's nice to recharge as well. You're doing all the sports or you're working. I think it's good to take time for yourself and just even a day off, go out for a coffee, just
Yeah.
unwind. That's it. A simple thing like that. It can be massive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And some of your favorite athletes?
Usain Bolt. I like Usain Bolt. Like Messi as well.
Yes.
And I know there's always this thing with Ronaldo and Messi, who's the best. I mean, they're all good for different reasons.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
That's it. I'm trying to think. Any other ones? Muhammad Ali. And I like what he stood up for as well.
Absolutely.
My dad's a big fan of Muhammad Ali as well. But I really like what he stood up for. But yeah, I mean, I like all different sports people for different reasons, but I would say those three.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Legendary folks, right?
Yeah.
Legendary folks, all of them. Well, I thank you for taking the time out and joining us and letting us know about some of your background and just the sport of curling and curling in Jamaica and how you're building that up and how that's progressing as well. And we're definitely going to have you back to talk about some more of those.
Yeah, sure. Anything.
As time progresses, and I also would want to have you back to talk about some things that you're doing in the residency with some of the children as well, because
that's very important. Yeah. And
So
I think as well, sport is a good avenue to go down for these kids, and it might not only be sport, but it's a sense of purpose and meaning, and it can take you see it in all different countries. It can take people away from certain situations and, like I say, give them purpose and meaning, and that's really important because as they progress into adults, I think it's something. It's like structure, routine. I think that kids need that, and that's why I think if we can get the Jamaicans into curling, it'd be perfect.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, especially in some of the bigger cities like the Kingstons and places like that really need that.
That's the plan.
Yeah, absolutely. So let people know where they can reach out to you again, your social medias and so forth.
Yeah, so Instagram, we've got Luke_Samuel7, TikTok at Luke Samuels, and then if you want to look at Curling Jamaica, it's Curling Jamaica on Instagram, Facebook, and they've also got the www.curlingjamaica.com.
Absolutely, definitely. Thank you very much once again, Luke. Definitely love the conversation and definitely like the education on what it is that you're doing.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your day and your time off, and hope to see you one day on that large stage in the Winter Olympics.
Well, you never know. But what I will say is, if you're interested in curling or any other sport, take it up because you don't know where it will take you.
Definitely. On that note, folks, thank you for tuning in, joining us, and we got some more on the way. Until next time, I say peace.
Thermal Soundwaves.